back to After the Huddle. Jacob, Jared on the other line. And some interesting things happening around the league so far. We're getting started on OTAs. Teams are starting to come together. They're starting to build and start to see what it's going to be like for the start of the season. Obviously, we still haven't dealt with injuries yet. We're liable to hear some throughout the summer, probably. Yeah, once OTAs really start getting into it, and then you start getting preseason, and then they'll happen.
Yeah, I think it's Michael Amawinu. I think he's hurt for New England, so he's already sidelined. Then you got fucking Aaron Rodgers who tweaked his ankle.
I'm reporting live from Boston, TD Bank Arena, for Game 7, Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. For those who don't know, I am a basketball fan. Jared, not really so much. I am a Boston Celtics fan. He knows this. It's about the only connection that we have as far as sports teams, because he likes New England, who's in Boston, and then the Celtics. Yeah. So that's about the only connection outside of us beating them twice in the Super Bowl. Anyway,
it'd be like that.
So we're gonna talk about a few things today. First thing we're gonna talk about, obviously, is the Cardinals releasing DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm surprised we couldn't find a trade suit for him, bro.
I'm telling you, you know what they were trying to do? I bet you they were trying to get back what they gave for him, or at least close to it. But everybody was like, no.
You traded for a ham sandwich for him. We're not giving you a turkey sandwich for a ham sandwich. That's basically how it goes.
Hurt, and then the suspension. His value isn't the same as it was. Now he's still a very talented guy. He's still a number one, but he's not. He's up there in age as well. You got to start thinking about that.
He's probably like on the plus side of 30, if not like 31.
I think it's 31.
So he can still put up numbers.
Oh, by far. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the means that he can't do that. I'm just saying, like, he's not. You don't expect him to be like a burn the guy down the field type of person. He's a route runner.
Yeah, he's a route runner / possession receiver.
That's why he fits so well with the Giants. You get Jalen Hyatt in there, and now you got a burner, and then the possession guy, and you got slot guy. But he's not going to go there. I think he's going to go to New York. Jets.
The Jets?
Yes.
I don't know if he goes to the Jets. If they can,
I don't think he wants to take that much of a hit on his contract in order to go to either Buffalo or Kansas City, because they're both only like $1 million underneath the cap.
Yeah, but the Jets only got like $4 million left to spend.
Yeah, but that's still a lot more, and then they can restructure and release some people.
Yeah.
For DeAndre, they can't. They got that wide receiver room already too crowded anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you got Randall Cobb, you got Lazard, you got Garrett Wilson.
They don't need Randall Cobb. He's old. Get rid of him.
They don't.
You're taking on his contract for no reason.
You can use Allen Lazard as a big body as a compliment to Garrett Wilson.
Like, you should have it. You should have it. Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, DeAndre Hopkins, Allen Lazard. That's not a bad core. That's not a bad core.
You got a 4-time MVP throwing you the ball too. So
exactly, So it's definitely like that.
I think it's a plus side as long it's a win for New England as long as he stays out of Buffalo. Put it that way.
Yeah, I honestly think the team that can benefit most from him is Buffalo. Buffalo for sure is the team that can benefit the most from signing him. The only thing is that the two things wrong with him going to Buffalo. Number one is that they don't have a lot of cap space. They're only about $1.5 million underneath the cap there's not a lot to sign with. You're taking a huge pay cut if you go there. Now you are going for a ring, and I get that. Number two, it still does not solve your you can't run the ball problem.
No, it does not.
So
I mean, you lost that. I'm pretty sure they lost Singletary. They lost Singletary. They signed Damian Harris.
They still got Cook, don't they?
Yeah, they still got James Cook. He was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
But I mean, like we said before, like we said multiple times, Josh Allen is 90% of that fucking run offense.
I mean, he's a solid 80% of the entire offense.
Yeah. You can dibble dabble with the running backs. You know, that'll add the extra 20%. Because, you know, Damian Harris isn't bad out of the backfield, like catching the ball. You know, he did it back with New England, but he's more of a between the tackles runner.
Yeah, but they don't really. Josh Allen doesn't really throw a lot of checkdowns.
No, he really don't. I just felt the rain drop.
Makes sense. It was raining out here a little bit earlier.
It's just got a couple clouds. I don't think it's gonna rain. I think I wouldn't even be mad if he goes to Baltimore. Because I don't know if you've seen the video, but because he named his top 5 quarterbacks he wants to play with. Of course it's Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, and then it goes Lamar and Justin Herbert. So I mean, of course he wants to play with them 5. So it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes. That's for sure. Now, okay, here's one. Hold on. Here's a sleeper team. Detroit.
I have heard Detroit. I have heard Detroit. It's not that I don't think that Detroit, because Detroit is most likely going to win that division. I think this year, in my opinion, I think they take it from Minnesota. I don't think Green Bay's ready, and Chicago's interesting, but they're still really young.
Yeah,
they're not ready to win a division.
Yeah, they're not ready.
So yeah, I have heard Detroit. I've heard possibly New England. But then again, I don't know how he feels about going back to play for Bill O'Brien, who traded away him for a ham sandwich. I don't know how he feels about Mac Jones as a quarterback.
He did say he wants stability in like the front office and shit like that. So he would get that with, you know, Belichick.
Yeah. And you get that with the Giants, you know, and you're going to a playoff team in the Giants as well. If you go to the Giants, the only thing is how do you feel about Daniel Jones? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he would take Mac over Daniel Jones.
I mean, but think about this. Think about Darren Waller, DeAndre Hopkins, Jalen Hyatt, Sterling Shepard, and you still got Wan'Dale Robinson. That wide receiver core. Yeah, you got Barkley in the backfield. That offense would be stacked, bro.
That would be nuts.
I'm just really banking on Waller to have an injury-free season.
You and me both, bro. Hold on. You know what? Speaking of that, I'm about to check the board. Let's see. You want to explain that real quick?
Well, you know, I explained what the board.
Yeah.
We're in a fantasy football co-ownership league, and it's a dynasty league. So we're doing the draft early, kind of like real GM type shit, you know, because you're going through training camp. You don't know who's going to get hurt. You don't know. We're going in the same mindset as like a real GM. Now it's a PPR league, points per reception. For those who don't know that, you get 1 point per reception for running backs and wide receivers, and for tight ends, it's 1.75. So, and then we have an extra flex spot where you're capable of putting a quarterback in there as well, so people can run double quarterbacks. So quarterbacks went fast in the first round. We had the 8th pick.
8 quarterbacks went after JJ.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson went first, and then eight quarterbacks went straight off the board. We got Trevor Lawrence, solid pick, I think, and then we were the 8th pick, so it swung back around rather quickly. And our 2nd pick, we drafted Travis Kelce, figuring if he has anywhere close to the type of season he had last year with a PPR of 1.75, dude's gonna score some points.
Yep.
Like I said, I want to try and go after Eckler and Cooper Kupp as well. Solid PPR guys, people who also can score touchdowns. Cooper Kupp's obviously the number 1 in Los Angeles still. He is coming off an injury, but I still think he'll be a solid guy. And then Eckler is basically playing for a contract in another team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and transition into Eckler. So I seen something a while ago, probably maybe last week, like that, talking about how Eckler went back on a 1-year deal or whatever, basically. Now my thing is, do you think he leaves after this year? Because it's quote unquote, contract year for him. Do you think after this year he leaves, or do you think he stays and takes less money?
I think he leaves. I don't think they're going to want to pay him a lot of money, and then on top of that, if they franchise tag him again, it's going to be a shit ton of money because they're going to have to pay Herbert soon, and to pay Herbert, you're also going to have to get wide receivers, and if you're not drafting young guys, that means you have to pay for them. Now, like I said, is Keenan Allen back with them? He re-signed, didn't he? Yeah, so he's back with them. What about Mike Williams? Is he still there? And then you get Quentin Johnson coming in from TCU in the draft. So you got a solid wide receiving core, big physical group of guys.
You really do. I think the only lackluster position they have, is their tight end on offense.
Yeah. And then they're not going to want to pay Everett because you still got guys on the defense that you're going to want to pay. I know you're going to want to pay Derwin James. You already paid J.C. Jackson even before he got hurt.
You still got Bosa. You still got Khalil Mack.
Yeah, you got Bosa. You got Khalil Mack. You got people that you got to pay.
Yeah.
And I don't think Eckler's on the list of their priorities.
No. As much as that sucks to say, he's a hell of a fucking running back. He's an elite fucking fantasy running back, bro. Because the amount of touches he gets for fantasy.
I mean, the thing about it is they pass so much is that there's so many checkdowns. Yep. See, the thing about the difference between Josh Allen and Justin Herbert, the reason why Josh Allen doesn't check down as much, because he'll actually run the fucking ball. Justin Herbert still wants to throw the ball. He's capable of running. He just would rather throw it. Josh Allen, he's like, if it's not there, I'll go.
Yep. We've seen Josh Allen do it multiple times. Like, I feel like if his second read's not open, he pulls it and runs.
Oh, yeah. Big facts.
So, where do you think Eckler would end up? Where do you think what team would be the best spot for him where his skill sets? Because he's not just he's not between the tackles runner, but then he's not like an out of the backfield catcher. Like he does both at the same time.
He's like a good mix of both.
Yeah. So where would you see him landing?
That's a good question. You look at the teams that may need a running back, but that can also, you got to think about it, that can also pay for a running back. I would say Miami, if Miami, didn't trade for every running back out there that's not already with a team.
Yeah.
The Ravens, I think, would be good for him because they could run the ball and he could be a good check down for Lamar. Take pressure off of Lamar.
They do need a running back.
Yeah. So I think he would fit nicely in Baltimore. Some other spots. I think he could play. Do you now he would have that? Well, how about a tandem of Nick Chubb and Austin Eckler?
That would be nice. Because you know Nick Chubb is the number one. So there's
Exactly.
no doubt about that.
Yeah. So I could see that. What are some other places he could go? Maybe Minnesota.
I was thinking Detroit, even though they did draft Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, they could still use him as a reliever to Gibbs because he's still so young.
Well, they already have a reliever to Gibbs with David Montgomery. They signed David Montgomery.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I would say the Raiders, but they got Josh Jacobs. They're probably going to keep Josh Jacobs after this year.
I think so. I think they would, especially after getting rid of Carr. Speaking of the Raiders, that's a good transition into what the fuck is going on with Jimmy Garoppolo, bro. Explain that situation to me because I still don't fully understand what's going on.
Apparently, he needed a waiver to pass his physical. So from what I read, the article said that Jimmy G has had to get like a waiver signed and everything for his physical to play ball. Like basically stating that he knows he's taking the precautions. Like if it breaks and something happens to his foot, this, that, and the fourth, yada yada yada. He takes full responsibility of it, basically. And from what I've seen, he could just get cut flat out if that happens. If he gets hurt,
if he gets hurt, he'll be like flat cut.
Not like okay, yeah, like okay, you rolled your ankle or whatever. It's not like broken, like not like that. But like if he misses a whole like half the season, yeah, he definitely basically like there's some shit into it. I think that I don't know if I agree with, but yeah, that's probably why
body.
That's probably why they got Stidham and Hoyer. Here comes the rain.
I understand why they got him. I mean, it's not like he's proven that he could stay healthy for a full season, really.
Right. That's true.
I mean,
no, it's true.
But I mean, do you expect the Raiders, like, what happens? Okay, so he gets hurt. Who's the next guy up? Is it Stidham or is it Hoyer?
I don't know. That's a good question. Pause real quick. All right.
Oh, and we back. Dealing with Mother Nature's head up.
Man, came down out of nowhere. Excuse me.
But how do you feel about this new fair catch rule? This new rule where any fair catch is brought to the 25.
It's not. I don't think it's any fair catch. I think it's just the kickoff part. I think it's just the kickoff part, basically.
Well, no, because punts used to only go to the 20 on a touchback. Now they go to the 25 again. And if you fair catch it inside the 25, it goes to the 25.
I don't remember who said it, bro. But they're eventually just going to take kickoff out of the game.
Now that doesn't include if like you don't catch it. You know what I mean? But now, when you do that, like those punts to like the coffin corner and stuff like that, you're going to have to punt it out of bounds. You're not going to be able to really punt it in because then if the guy calls a fair catch and catches it, it's going to come out to the 25. That's fucking bogus, bruh. And you know what they want? They just want more touchdowns. That's what it is. They want more touchdowns. They want more scoring.
Yep. And like you can get scoring off of kickoffs. I mean, I get that it doesn't happen very, very often, but I mean, it still happens. Like fucking Buffalo just did it to us twice last year in one game. Like that was actual bullshit. But like, you want to take kickoff out of the game? That's retarded.
Yeah, bro. It's
like, did you not just see what happened with Buffalo and New England when Buffalo ran those 2 kickoffs back and like the fucking stadium erupted, especially after what they just dealt with Damar Hamlin.
Yeah, I knew that game was going to be bad for y'all. I'm pretty sure everybody knew that game was going to be bad for y'all.
Yep. I even said it. I'm like, this is not going to go good.
But like that Ralph meme from The Simpsons where he's sitting in the back of the bus. I'm in danger, head ass.
That's basically what it was. It's just like me just standing there with it's like that meme from The Simpsons where the dude where I don't remember who it is just standing there and everything's burning around him and just
sitting at the table.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Or like that Narcos dude from just sitting on the bench just
yeah, that's not okay.
No.
But I mean, yeah. I think it's gonna be another interesting year. I don't particularly care for this. I think it's a terrible rule. I think that you're taking special teams more out of the game, out of the facet of the game, because then you're not. It's the field position issue. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so you punt it, he fair catches at the 10. That means he gets 15 yards automatically to the 25. That's fucking bogus, bruh.
Yeah, no, that's absolute bullshit.
And that makes it harder on the refs to spot it correctly because it's going over their heads out of bounds. They don't know exactly where it goes out. They're guessing.
Yep.
I mean, having a punt return is basically going to be a fucking formality.
Basically, it's like you said with the whole coffee corner thing. Say like it's Duke and track if you're going out of bounds and shit. But say he just runs over to the corner, calls a fair catch, catches it right there in the corner on the 1, it's automatically to the 25.
Like I'm waiting, and I know it's gonna happen. Where dude's gonna call a fair catch, and the guy's gonna punt it to a corner, and he's gonna try and run and go catch it, and they're gonna have to start reviewing whether like the guy got his feet in bounds. You know what I'm saying? When he had it and all this and that.
Yep. I don't know if this rule is still in play. But I know on kickoffs at one point, they if you were stepping out of bounds and then touch the ball, kind of sort of like say you got 1 foot in and they got 1 foot out.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen that video. I saw the same video where the guy does it for the Packers.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still a rule or not though.
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
I mean, if so, I'm surprised nobody put it more into play.
I mean, it doesn't come along. I mean, most of the time, kickers kick it to the middle of the field.
Yeah, it's either that or all the way out of bounds.
Yeah, so they're not really kicking it to the corners. You know, it only really happens on weird kickoffs where it bounces weird or it comes off his foot weird. And it rarely ever happens. So.
Yep. But we got OTAs happening now.
Yeah, OTAs. I've heard some stuff out of Giants camp. Sterling Shepard's cutting, running good routes, doing everything, coming off that ACL. So he should be back 100% for the season. Jalen Hyde's looking really good right now. I'm still haven't heard a lot of word about Deonte Banks or the center, John Schmidt dude.
How is Kayvon Thibodeau looking?
I mean, we're hoping he takes a leap this season. You know, second year in the league. You don't want to see a sophomore slump. You want to see that continual progress. And I think under Winks, you know, I've always said this: the D line and the secondary complement each other. If you have a good D line, it makes your secondary look better. And if you have a good secondary, it can make your defensive line look better. But we have pieces on both sides of that. We have pieces on the D line, and we have pieces now on the secondary. So, you know, we have to take a step defensively this season because we gave up a lot of yards last season. Not so much a whole lot of points, but we gave up a lot of yards.
Yeah, lost some games y'all could have won. The Minnesota game, for example, in the regular season.
Yeah. We lost. We lost some games we should have won. We also won some games we should have lost, like that Ravens game.
Yeah,
I was surprised we came back in that Ravens game and that Jaguars game. We could have lost that one too. Literally stopped them dudes on the 1 yard line.
But since you're a Celtics fan, I want you to go ahead and give me the rundown behind the history of what's about to happen tonight.
Okay, so basically, this is Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Celtics went down 3-0 because it's a best-of-7 series. They lost the first 3 games. So the Heat just needed one more win, and they close out the series. Celtics won Game 4. Everybody's like, okay, let's win. They go to Game 5. They win Game 5 convincingly. So everybody's like, okay, we're Game 6 in Miami. This is the most important game right here. Game 6 to me was bigger than what Game 7 is. Game 7, you have a chance to make history, but you don't even get the chance if Game 6 doesn't happen. Okay, so Game 6 happens. All right, the Celtics are up by 10 with 4 minutes left to go. All right, then they start choking it away. Next thing you know, Jimmy Butler gets fouled on the 3-point line, and then makes all 3 free throws. So now they're up by 1. I'm frustrated. I was pissed because we had a chance to lock down Game 7 and we gave up. We didn't play well down the stretch. We were hesitant. We weren't making good plays. They switched to a zone, and it's like they didn't register with them that they switched to a zone, so they weren't playing it right. It was pretty bad. So Heat go up by 1. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. The Celtics inbound the ball to Marcus Smart, who puts up a quick 3, shoots the ball quickly. It doesn't go down. It like rims out a little bit. Like it wasn't like a bounce off. You know what I mean? Like it like rimmed in the goal and it kind of like bloop out. You know what I mean? And where it went out at is where the guy who threw the ball in. So he catches the ball like close to him. He shoots it, and the guy who threw it in goes around by baseline and goes towards the bucket. And as it comes off, it goes to where he's at, and he puts it up, grabs it, quickly puts it back up, and it goes in, and the ball comes off of his hand with 0.1 second left on the clock, bro. And the buzzer sounded, and the Celtics ended up winning that game, a game they should have lost because they gave it away. But now here we are, Game 7. Now last year we played Miami in the same position, Game 7. It took us 7 games to beat them last year. We're back in the same thing next year. So now it's not to say that Miami can't beat us, but we've already shown that we can beat them. The biggest thing is that we went down 3-0 first. So now I would say it's a huge history where in the NBA, no team has ever came back from a 3-0 deficit. 150 times it's happened. 150 times it's always failed. Now it's at 151, and the Celtics are the first team to really have a shot, and they're the first team to have Game 7 at home. All the other 4 times that it's happened where the team has gone down 3-0 and they came back to force a Game 7, it's always been on the road, and they've lost. But the Celtics are at home, so should be a good game.
Be interesting because I know. I think it was the Cleveland and Golden State game where Cleveland was down 3-1 and they came back and won that series.
Yeah, I remember watching that series. That was great basketball. That was crazy basketball, bro. I always remember when LeBron got that block, that chase down block. Oh my God, I was going crazy. I wanted them to win.
What about the shot from Ray Allen? Even though that was a different team.
Well, yeah, that one pissed me off though. I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one because they beat us to get like there, and it was. I was mad. I was really mad.
Wow. Do you want to add anything before we go? Because I know it's almost game time for you.
Yeah, I'm about to go in here and watch the game. Go Celtics, obviously. Reporting live from TD Bank. We're gonna finish up this draft. We'll let y'all know how it goes. We'll go over our draft picks and kind of project how the season's gonna go.
Yeah, it might be a few days because I think it's like 12 to 19 rounds.
Yeah.
If it's going like how it's going, bro,
it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be the longest draft in fantasy football history, folks. I want these people I want this on record. When did we start this? Sunday? Yes, yesterday at 7 a.m. Okay. We are on the last pick in the second round. From 7 a.m. yesterday. It's over 24 hours. In fact, that's 36 hours.
It's 7 p.m. right now. So yeah.
Yeah, we're 36 hours into this draft, and we're only on the last pick of the second round. Lord help us.
You know, right, David? I told him, I was like, bro, the way everything's going right now, I'm not gonna be picking till like 2025. He's like, chill out. The season's not till like 4 months. Go touch grass. Enjoy your life. I'm like, damn, son. Like, why did you come for me like that?
It's not about touching grass. It's not about that. But why are we waiting for so? If that's the case, if the season's not for so long, then why are we doing the draft right now? That doesn't make sense. This doesn't add up. We would just wait.
You heard me?
What?
I think David watches this too.
He might, and I hope he hears this. I don't get it. I don't get it. The time limit confuses me. The no time limit confuses me. I was sitting there freaking out because I was like, Jared, you need to wake your ass up. We're about to get a draft started. And then I realized, I was like, wait, no time limit? We're going to be here until the season starts. Like, people are going to be picking at the end like, yeah, this guy was good in preseason. Let me draft him.
Yep. We're gonna be like round 5 in the preseason.
Yo, if we're only in round 5 when the preseason starts, I'm gonna go ape shit, bro. Round 5, dog. There's only 10 of us. That's only 50 picks. We only have 50 picks. Like,
oh man, well, shit. All right, I'm gonna let you go so you can go back to the stadium and watch it.
Yeah, I gotta go inside and get my seat. Make sure I get some food too. Game's about tip off is in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes here. So, I gotta go down.
Where you sitting in the boxes, or you sitting on the court?
Oh no. I'm sitting it's like in a section right behind the bench. You know what I mean? Okay. we have a few rows up. I ain't made money here, but we got it.
You know, with the A-listers.
Oh yeah. You know. So we're gonna get a crack-a-lackin' in here. We're gonna get me a glizzy. You know, I'm a glizzy globler. You know.
No, just don't do anything stupid.
Oh well, come on, it's Boston.
Oh, I know.
You should know that it's already stupid.
Oh, here you go with this.
All right, man. I'll holler at you later. All right, dude.